down to the next one real quick. So let me just get back to Okay, so yeah, it's got the 16 examples, 1 failure, and then see, I did the assignment was to do it for before save and iterate through name and split them and capitalize them and put them back together.
Mhm.
And then when I did that and I ran the test, that eventually, once I fiddled with it a little bit, got it to pass, and then then this one failed. So, and I don't know. So it's this one.
Okay, so this was triggered from the RSpec. Okay, got
Yeah, and it's for some reason this one that it didn't fail before I didn't touch it, and I don't know why it's making it do that now.
I see. And okay, so it should undefined method split for no class, and then okay, under it should validate uniqueness of email.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger. All right. Okay. Should validate. Okay, and then can you, so just to look at the stack trace, okay, and then it goes to user.rb and block. Okay, can you go to user.rb? Before save. So the thing is that it's complaining that, so if you look at the error, it says undefined method split for no class.
Right.
And so name is nil for some reason.
Okay.
Can you go back to the test again? Okay. So, but you did create a user with a name, email, and password.
Right.
Or supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. Things that the other tests have been passing, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. All the other ones that should respond to name,
Okay.
describe name should be capitalized, username, blah blah blah. Yeah, they're all fine. Which is, I don't understand why it's relating the split. Yeah, I know you're saying name is nil, but it it shouldn't be.
Yeah, could you go back to user.rb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then where did you get this code from?
Well, I went back to previous checkpoints and kind of did this, and then I found this .split.each in, I forgot where I was even. It was somebody else's on Stack Overflow or something. But yeah, just after writing this spec and then just playing with it a little bit and doing this, it passed, and then but the other one was failing prior to this, before I figured this out and made this one pass.
Mm-hmm.
The other one about the undefined method split was failing already.
Yeah.
So
could you change name to self.name?
Okay.
Yeah, so just try that first.
Same thing.
Class, yeah. Okay. Validate email equals email that down case. Or save. Nice.
I saw something somewhere else that it instead of before save, it was before validate, but I didn't use that because in the directions it said, you know, before save user. So that was the hint used before save again, you know. I don't know if that would have any difference or not.
Yeah. I'm just looking at examples of before save right now.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe let's just try to abstract that a little bit. Is this block it, by the way?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Oh, could you search for like after create in another file? I think you might apply to yeah. Could you just Command Shift F after create? Oh, you don't have after create yet.
No.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull up an after create aside. Okay, cool. So what you can do is you can actually create a method, and then just abstract that there.
Okay.
So can you just go to line 23, create a new line after that, and then we can just define new methods.
Okay.
Just write def and then what, downcase email or something. Underscore email is fine. And then enter, and then end. Yeah. And then you can just take what you have there, self.email equals email.downcase.
Yep.
And just throw that in there. And then just replace everything in the braces to :downcase email. So we just kind of moved it to the method.
Yeah. Right.
And then you can take out the braces too, actually. That way it's just kind of like a little bit more abstracted.
Okay.
Do the same thing with the next one. And so what you're going to do is maybe just call it capitalized name or something.
Yeah. Did I take out the self.name that we put in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then put a semicolon in front. Yep. Save and then try rerunning that.
Yeah, still saying the same thing.
But for no class.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's could you put self.name as well in front of there? Or maybe even better, can you put another, so yeah, put self.name there and then also, yeah, and then could you run, so put a line before line 30. Right, puts self. And then another line after that puts self.name. And then rerun it again. Okay, now we can scroll up a little bit and hopefully we get some printouts, some stuff. Okay, so you have, yeah, so that's interesting because you do have a name there actually.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? Oh, granted it may be done multiple times. Oh, and then in that example, see how there's like blank prints right there?
Where?
I guess you can't see it, but like, so this is done like it's done in between the tests, right? So you can see user, but there's actually no name in that user right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then in which case, let's just go back to user spec. So the name is actually no, which makes sense. Scroll up a little bit. Should validate uniqueness of email. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. It's throwing error on that, but it's saying that there's no method for the name split is on name, not email. Right? Yeah. So, I mean,
validate uniqueness of email. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that like because name is kind of unrelated,
right?
We could potentially stub it. Could you go back to user.rb? I just want to see it again. Yeah, I think stubbing might be the best thing to do. Okay. Try the following. Go to user spec, and my disclaimer is like I'm no pro at this actually.
Yeah, no worries. Neither am I.
Now, could you open up the it block? So on line 11, could you just enter new lines? So this one's for what, uniqueness? Yeah, so enter a new line after the first brace on line 12.
Oh, after, okay.
Yeah. And then at the end as well, enter a new line as well. Okay. And so enter a new line before line 13 as well. Okay. Now, are these tests given to you by block? Where are these tests from?
Yeah, these ones are part of the checkpoint. The only thing I put in was describe name should be capitalized, blah blah blah, that thing. But again, that should have nothing to do with the should validate uniqueness of email, you know. So
yeah. So are you on the new roadmap? Or are you on?
It's the new. The new one. Yeah.
New one? Okay.
And I think from what my mentor told me, I'm not the furthest along, but I'm one of them. You know what I mean? So if there's anything wrong like this, I might catch it.
Sure. So which one is it? Authentication.
36 authentication users and something.
Invalidate. Okay, so this was like supply directory from block.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, and then in every other example, the name only does exist. It should allow value, it should not allow value.
Yeah, again, I mean, after the checkpoint, I pushed everything to GitHub. Everything was fine. But when I started the assignment and started messing with the name part of it, for some reason it threw an error on this email test.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so you can stub it. Hopefully we can get this right. So allow, just write allow, I guess, parentheses user. .2 receive, and then in parentheses, and then whatever the name of that method was, capitalize name.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Maybe put a colon in front of it. All right, save and try that.
Hey, it's different, so that's good.
Undefined singleton. So is this, so you have this user.create, and then is that user here?
Where?
How this is working, so it says let, and then user create, and then it creates the user.
Mm-hmm.
So is user that variable, or what's?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Try allow user without the colon.
Oh.
All right, and then try that.
Hey.
Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Cool.
so we just stubbed it.
Okay.
Cool.
I like it green.
Fair enough. In which case we can go back to user.rb, and yeah, and then we can comment out lines 30 and 31.
Oh, right. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, you can take them out too if you want.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Oh, man. That,
That makes sense what we did in terms of stubbing, by the way.
sort of.
Okay, so stubbing, what stubbing does is it kind of just says, look, when this object receives the capitalized name, just pass over it.
Okay.
It just kind of forgoes the process for that.
Okay. Just like a bypass kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just because like for RSpec, like again, here we're testing email, not name. So why the hell are we testing for name? You know?
Right. Right. Exactly.
So
That's what didn't make sense. Yeah.
just to keep it modular and keep it all focused. I think the reason why I was doing that is because when you validate, I guess it saves it as a simulation.
Okay.
When it validates the uniqueness of something.
Oh. Oh. So yeah. So just that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So cool. Let me just end the call here then, or the broadcast.